everybody. This is Whisper Story, and today I'm going to talk about my experience riding a horse for the first time in a really long time. Um, so there's this therapeutic riding center that I live like kind of near to, and it's it's a riding center for kids with disabilities. They can go and ride the horses, and it helps them to use some of the muscles in their legs that they don't typically use, and it helps with hand-eye coordination and stuff like that. It's a really, really cool program. Uh, but I've got a coworker who works in the kitchen with me, and she volunteers at the chef center. That's what the therapeutic riding place is called. And she helps lead the classes for the kids. And I came in this morning to help with the class, but the students didn't show up. They had like difficulty getting over to the therapeutic riding center, but the horses needed to be exercised. So, and they were already in their saddles, like all tacked up and ready to go. So, all of the volunteers got to take one of the horses and exercise them, like take them out on the trails and ride them around. But since I've never really ridden a horse like by myself. I'm not very, I don't have that skill, I guess, that riding skill. And since I didn't have that, my coworker, she stayed behind and gave me a riding lesson on one of the horses. And I thought that was really nice of her to stay behind. And I did better than I thought I would. So she started off by just putting people up on the horses. There's like a station where like you can climb up on some stairs and just kind of just step over onto the saddle. Um, and it makes it easier than just climbing up. And so she was getting everybody situated on their horses. Um, and I was one of the first people out into the ring. And like I said, I have like zero skill with horses. Um, so, like, I knew how to make it walk and kind of how to stop it. But she just said, like, ride it around the ring and, you know, just get it to start walking in a circle. So, I kind of got that part down okay. Except I had a really feisty horse that wanted to run, and so it was kind of scary at points because, like, I would start walking faster and faster, and I was trying to get it to stop, but I don't have enough skill to, like, I didn't, like, have enough to, like, know how to stop it. Like, I pulled on the reins, but that's about all I knew, so it was kind of scary at first, but once everybody was on their horse and they were out the door, she stayed back and helped me kind of like with a beginner's like crash course in riding horses. Um, so the horse I had was named Texas, like the state, and what she told me was it knew that I was somewhat uncomfortable on it, that's why it was just kind of doing whatever it wanted. Um, so, like, my first lesson was to um, get control of the horse and find my balance. So she had me riding without my feet in the stirrups, and I wasn't holding on to the reins. She actually had me sitting on the horse with my arms outstretched to get balance and to find the balance. So we rode around the ring a couple times like that, and I don't know, I was a little intimidated at first, but I got more and more comfortable. And she had me put my feet back in the stirrups and stuff, and I started kind of trying to figure out the reins, but the horse was really stubborn, and it doesn't like having the bit in its mouth that like pulls it left or right, tells it where to turn. So it kind of fought me with that for a while. Um, but I eventually kind of like figured it out. I got used to it, and so like I don't know, it was a really, really, really cool experience. But since I was riding with like my legs out of the stirrups for a while, my thighs like got really, really sore. Uh, the lesson was only about 45 minutes, but like I haven't ridden a horse in so long that I could definitely feel it in my thighs. So probably tomorrow morning I'm really gonna feel it. Um, but that doesn't matter. I'm excited. So every week or so, um, I get to go back for the Thursday class, and then I volunteer for the class, and afterwards I get a lesson of my own. So I don't know. I hope that, like, when I was explaining all this, I said all of the right terms. I'm really not that knowledgeable of all of the like specific terms for like different things. Like I know, like of course I know saddle and like bridle and reins, and, like all that stuff. But if I like said anything wrong, I apologize. I'm really not that big of a horse person, but I've always really wanted to learn how to ride. So I guess that